but he was asked about that, Peter Baker, today, about his role on January 6th. Listen to what he said.
What did you do to stop the insurrection, as some people call it, and why were you not able to stop it?
So that whole event, unfortunate event, just went through Congress and a report was issued and my name wasn't even mentioned.
So, Peter, the report that Donald Trump talks about, issued by the Senate last month, does mention Donald Trump's name. In fact, he mentions it. The report mentions his name more than 40 times. But Donald Trump refers to it as an unfortunate event, the unfortunate event of January 6th. What does this tell you about how he sees himself in relation to January 6th and the insurrection?
Well, first of all, that report, of course, wasn't examining the actions of the president. That's one thing that the Congress has been debating, how to do that, how to have a thorough, more fulsome, more comprehensive study of the event, of the insurrection, of the violence, of the riot, whatever word you want to use, of January 6th. And, of course, we saw a partisan vote that ended the possibility of a select commission, a 9/11 style commission outside of government. So Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, has created a party line, commission that will be run by Democrats and Republicans who are currently office holders, with Liz Cheney, one of the Republicans who voted for impeachment, serving among their Democratic appointees. That may or may not get us to a consensus view of what happened, unfortunately, because it almost certainly will be a partisan exercise, even if Kevin McCarthy does appoint members to that commission. But the reason why President Trump hasn't been scrutinized as much because we haven't had an instrument to do that. And I think President Trump's actions remain unexplained that day. The question that was asked to him today is one that has remained unanswered. What did he do and when did he do it? What did he know and when did he know it? When he's told, as far as we understand, that his own vice president is in danger, he doesn't take any action that we saw, that he has explained to us, to protect or rescue his vice president, much less the members of Congress who are under threat. He has to be talked into putting out a video by his staff late in the day, one that seems to actually still encourage the rioters, even as he's saying that they should go home. He says, "We love you." And so I think that his actions that day, of course, are up for scrutiny. I think has not really been fully explained to the public yet, because he's not faced any accountability kind of structure, either a commission or a legal proceeding of any sort.